Alright. Try this again.
計算が違った。肝心のカカロットの体力が足りん。
そんなどうすれば。
いつまで待たせるつもりだ。最後の願いは必要ないのか。
そうだ、ポルンガさん、悟空って人の体力を元に戻してあげることってできる？
可能だ。
よかった。すぐにお願いします。プピリッとパロー。もうダメだ。悟空さん、3つ目の願いで悟空さんの木が元に戻ったでしょ。
戻ったぞ。ドラゴンボール。おめえはすげえよ。よく頑張った。たった一人で。今度はいいやつに生まれ変われよ。1対1で勝負して。待ってかんな。俺はもっともっと腕上げて。またな。
悟空さん、
カカロット父さん、勝負。やっと終わった。
やれやれ、手間取りやがって。ち、嬉しそうな顔しやがって。ほんとムカつく野郎だ。ふん。
やったのか。やったんだな。地球の諸君、格闘技世界チャンピオンのミスター・サタンだ。諸君の協力もあって恐ろしい魔人ブーはたった今死んだ。もう安心だ。恐怖から解放されたのだ。
ベジータの怪我を先に治してやってくれ。あいつ相当くたびれてる。
はい。
おい、どこ行くんだワンコ。ん？まだ生きている。頼む、直してやってくれ。直せるんだろう、不思議なパワーで。
ふざけるな、冗談じゃない。どけ、この俺がとどめを刺してやる。
やめろ、やめてくれ。こいつはそんなに悪いやつじゃないんだ。頼むよ、お願いします。私が責任持って我が家で保護するから。
保護だと？笑わせるな。貴様の力で一体何ができると言うんだ。
ブーを直してやってくれでんで。
なんだと？貴様正気か。
まあいいじゃねえかベジータ。この二人がいなきゃオラたちみんなやられてたぜ。だろ？
勝手にしろ。どうなっても知らんぞ。
ありがとう、本当にありがとう。
さあブーを元気にしたら一緒に地球に帰ろう。思いっきし食ってたっぷり寝てや。
こうしてついに悟空たちは地球へと帰ってきた。
皆さん。
よう。
そして懐かしき仲間や家族との再会を喜び合った。もっとも歓迎されない者も一人いたが、
ずいぶん留守にしちまって悪かったなみんな。おら海王神のじいちゃんに命もらって聞けたんだ。
それじゃあまた一緒に暮らせるだか。今度はご飯と御殿と家族4人で。
ああ、早くパオズ山行けって父の手料理が食いてえぞ。
7つ集めればどんな願いも叶うと言われる秘宝ドラゴンボール。それをめぐる孫悟空とたくさんの仲間たちの摩訶不思議な冒険はまだ続いていく。これからもいろんなトラブルが待ち受けているに違いない。でもきっとまた乗り越えていくことだろう。大丈夫、地球にはすごいやつらがいるのだから。
Okay, that was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the main story. The base game story, I guess. So yeah, sorry that there was a fucking sorry English language. Sorry that there was a break between this and the last part. For whatever reason, I'm sure it'll show up in the previous part, but for whatever reason, the stream just stopped working. I don't know why, and it was really annoying because it saved none of the progress between all those fights I did, so I had to redo all of them, and then redo all of them, and then get to that cutscene again, hoping it wouldn't break. Obviously, if it breaks now, I'm more or less okay with it. I'm willing to just eat that and just upload this as it is. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully it'll continue to work just fine. Right now, I don't know whether I want to do the DLC or not. I'm leaning towards I do, because I haven't done it for myself yet, and that would be the first time I'd stream something that I have not already played. Because I have already played, you know, most of this up to this point. It just had been a couple years since I started it again. And the genesis of it, to begin with, was the fact I completely forgot Yajirobe was the one that cut it off. I thought it was Krillin. The reason why I started in the first place was because, for whatever reason, my game just didn't work. I don't know why. It just didn't, like, it stopped. It didn't stop. What's the word I'm looking for here? It just corrupted, I guess, and it said I had no data, because I went to play the DLCs one day, and it was like, oh, well, you've got nothing. And I was like, alright, well, that kind of ruins my want for it. So, with the DLCs, I'm not quite sure how to handle it. I'm going to keep streaming for a little bit just to sort of see where this goes, to see if it rolls right into it, because if it rolls right into it, then obviously we're going to get started. But if there's a lull, if there's a pause, I might keep some of the training stuff up just so that way you can see. But I'm going to do some training on the side whenever I get a chance, so that way I can level up and be ready for some of these DLCs, because I understand that they're pretty high level stuff, and I don't want to just be like super underleveled the whole time. I'd like for some a little bit of a break, I guess, from the hard fights. And I'm not saying that any of those fights were particularly hard. It was just because the little amount of damage I was doing for the low amount of difficulty that the fights themselves offered just wasn't worth it, generally speaking. So, yeah, with that having been said, if this is indeed where you stop watching, I hope you enjoyed. It was certainly interesting for me. I won't say it was fun. It was interesting for me to play. Some of it was fun, and I obviously enjoyed a lot of the cutscenes. The cutscenes in this game are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it was definitely worth playing again, and I'm glad I did. But I'm definitely ready for something a little different. But I also do want to do the DLCs, and you know, no time like the present for that, I suppose. You know, like, it's kind of one of those things where if I don't do it now and I put it on the back burner, I'm not going to stream it. It's going to be just something I do on the side, and it'll be done real quick, and that's it. And then obviously I won't have streamed it, which, you know, again, that's not a big deal, but you know, I'd hate to do the whole game and not stream the DLCs, and I don't know the ease of use or ease of ability to restart the DLCs should I do them, so I might just end up doing them, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to say here, and we're only halfway through the credits, considering we're at Cell Saga. I might go ahead and skip them, but yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip them. But seriously, like, just, I want to put it out there. Not to say that I don't care. Um, this is more for the sake of brevity than anything. But credit to everyone involved in this game, whether you were a main developer over in Japan, a writer in Japan, but also localizers and distributors, and quality testers. All that stuff is super important. And you guys don't get enough love. So, genuinely, ironic for me to say that even after the game crashed for no reason. But, in the main sense, I guess, thank you for making this game as pretty as it was. And, I've had to restart a couple of times, but, it's kind of disappointing. But I understand games as a general rule are very imperfect things that are really complex things that take a lot of effort, and it does not go unnoticed on any aspect. So, yes, we're gonna go ahead and skip this and see if there's another cutscene.
ベジータ、フリーザ、セルにブー。これまでいろんなやつと戦ってきたけど、この世にはまだまだすんげえやつがいるかもしんねえ。へへ、おらワクワクしてきた。よーし、もっともっと強くなっぞ。
Okay, yeah, this is all just bull stuff. But yeah, bull crap. So I'm definitely anticipating a lot of side missions and stuff to pop up now that we've done this, but that's not a bad thing. Alright, well, thanks for that. Yeah, I think Future Trunks does come in to be a part of the Z. Alright, here we go. Yep, alright, we have a lot of side missions to do now. That's cool. Not a lot, well, I mean, take a look at the world. Yeah, we have a lot. I feel pretty confident about saying a lot now. Yep, new Namek. Oh man, that's rough. Alright. Well, man. Let's go to over here real quick. Because I want to see... Yep, there she is. Alright, well, let's give it a try as Goku. What the hell? Bring, pick a dick along and, Vegeta, since these guys are like the real Guys that need leveling up. Yeah, let's give it a try. Oh yeah, look at that. Go ahead. So I think, if I recall correctly, this is how you do a lot of the level grinding in this game. I could be wrong about that though, so take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna do some research into it myself when I end stream, because now that the game is kind of opened up, I'm gonna avoid doing the side missions for. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't this. But we'll give it a. We'll take a look at it. We'll see what we need to do and things like that. But yeah, my main thing right now is sort of figuring out whether I'm going to do the DLC or not. And who knows, by the time I do all those side missions, maybe I'll be, like, sick of it. I don't know. I mean, those things aren't typically pretty involved. They're typically just run here, go to a place, pick up a thing, move on. But I don't know. Like, is that something that I should stream, or should I just, you know, go for more the main thing? Keep the main thing the main thing? I don't know. I'm sort of racking my brain about it right now. Obviously, whatever perspective you have on it would be greatly appreciated, but I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow anyway, so, you know, not like, and this might be up by the time I've already made that decision, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get all of them done tomorrow, though, so if you get it to me by the time I've already done some of them and said, hey, like, yeah, this is... Don't do this or whatever, then I won't. But, I mean, not saying that that'll happen. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future and you see that there's like 10 or 12 episodes remaining, you kind of got your answer about whether I did it or not. And if you see that this is the last one, that doesn't make any sense. So, but I think the end with the credits sort of sums it up. But I'll do that again at the end of this episode. But I guess I wanted to do this just to show you what it was like, because I don't think I showed you guys, or I showed it off last time. And if I did, then I apologize for showing it again. But, I mean, I'm assuming it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, oh god, he's fighting again. Like, yeah, that's what this game is, dude. Like, go to a place, fight an enemy, sit through a long cutscene, go to a place, do it again. And, I mean, you know, it's enjoyable. The animations alone make it worth the price of admission, in my opinion. And I'm kind of interested to see how some of because the DLC, a lot of them in this game are, or at least are, retellings of sort of, I guess, I don't want to say classic, but like, you know, there's a Bardock story, there's a Future Trunks story, there's, I think, like, some Dragon Ball stuff, and then of course there's Super Saiyan Blue, which I really want, so, you know, there's stuff to see and stuff to do, so, and that's kind of the main draw for me. So, yeah, after this fight, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But I didn't just want the, you know, this small stream to be nothing but, nothing but cutscenes. So I just wanted to do some fighting and some talking, just to sort of talk about the game, regroup a little bit. And I mean, again, I've talked about it as we played, so I don't feel like a pressing need to give you a summary. I feel like my opinions of it speak for themselves as throughout the playthrough, but if you want, you know, maybe by the time I do the last DLC, I'll do a full breakdown of my thoughts of the game in its entirety. But of the base game, Birder, please get out of my face. Of the base game, almost every Dragon Ball game I've played does basically Z. Like, it does just a retelling of Z. Like, and that's starting with the first Budokai game that I only just played recently, and that's Xenoverse 1 and 2, which I still play relatively, you know, frequently. Xenoverse 2 specifically, I don't really touch Xenoverse 1, I'll be honest. But Xenoverse 1 and 2 are retellings of Z, and obviously this game is one big retelling of Z, so I don't know, like, I would like to see a Dragon Ball game start with actual Dragon Ball, but again, I understand if you're making an anime action fighter, Dragon Ball itself isn't Like, you would have to sort of twist the story a little bit, because, like, you know, I would argue that the first fight that Goku has in the Dragon Ball proper isn't even a fight. Like, the first confrontation he has is with Bulma, technically, like, where he confronts her, but it's not a fight, and it would look terrible in a 3D action fighter. The first one, you could say, was like a no-shit fight, would be special training. What's this? Oh. I bet this is where you level up. I would be willing to bet that's where you level up. Alright, well, we're gonna go. I'm gonna do that in my free time. But anyway, what I was saying is, like, I understand why they picked Dragon Ball Z as sort of the go-to starting point for their anime fighters, the start of Z, Raditz fight, all that stuff. It's because, you know, the first real fight you could really do would be Oolong. And then after Oolong, it would be, like, I don't know. I don't even know who you could pick after that. I don't remember the story all that well. Maybe Yamcha? And, like, yeah, that'd be interesting and stuff, but, like, I just don't know. Like, I don't think that really would translate all that well. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'm overthinking it too much, and who knows? With Sparking Zero coming out, which I will be playing day one. I don't know if I'll be streaming it day one, but I'll be playing it day one. They'll do that, because it seems to be a pretty extensive roster based on what they showed off so far, and it looks to be of higher quality than this, and I think this looks pretty good for, you know, again, 3D anime fighter. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up now, so that way I can play the game proper and do some training and grinding and all that stuff. I think I am gonna go ahead and do the submissions off stream, some of them at least, just so that way we can get to the DLC faster, because I don't think these submissions are particularly interesting. Now, if they are, I'll share what they're called. I'll, like, make a note of them, share what they're called, but again, most of them are just go to a place, fight an enemy, pick up an item, talk to a guy, sit through a short cutscene, and that's it. And, you know, that, again, that's kind of here or there uninteresting, in my opinion. And there's an extensive, like, playthrough, I'm sure, online where you can watch all that stuff. This is more just about touching the main things, and obviously I did side missions along the way, but I mean, you know, you can see the map. This thing's covered with side missions. Like, you know, we're going to be doing this all day before we get to the DLCs, and I do want to get to the DLCs, like, next. Like, that's the next thing I want to do on stream. I don't want to do just the just the fucking side stuff for 4 parts and then some DLCs, because that was, like, what I remembered of the game. I'll be honest with you, I remember, like, you would do some main story and then, like, it would dump a bunch of side quests on you. This playthrough, it wasn't like that, and I'm glad. Don't get me wrong, I'm very glad for that, because I was sort of dreading playing through the game again because of that. But I guess it was just more of a me thing. But again, this is sort of the last main story part. If you don't want to see the DLCs, this is it for you. I sincerely thank you for joining me while I played this. I think overall, I think it's a pretty decent game. It's a pretty decent 3D anime action fighter. I think as far as a Dragon Ball game that goes through the Dragon Ball Z story, you could do very little better in terms of telling that story in a video game format. Like, the only other thing I would recommend is Xenoverse, but that's more of a... It's a different thing. If you've played it, you know, and if you've seen any gameplay, you know. But as far as the pure Dragon Ball story, Dragon Ball Z story, definitely pick up and play. That does not go for Dragon Ball Super or anything after Z. I'm talking purely just Dragon Ball Z main game stuff. I cannot speak to the DLCs. Haven't played them. Don't know much about them other than the general premise. And I'm looking forward to starting that and seeing that. But that'll be next time. So until then, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.